traveling to Lebanon. I have a full video on how to move to Lebanon as I live there, but I will give you just how to travel. Let's say you do about a week trip to visit the country. Okay, to be honest with you, you probably can do that in 3 days if you do it relatively quickly, because the main attraction that you're gonna go visit can easily be done and they're close by. You can drive them within 3 hours and you could just stay in Beirut and just travel around. And Lebanon is extremely small. You more than likely will need a visa if you're from a developing nation. Canadians don't, a lot of other countries don't, US, Europe don't. However, if you're from, let's say, like I said, Philippines, Vietnam, stuff like that, you will need to have a visa to go to Lebanon. You can apply for a regular tourist visa. It's going to allow you in the country for 30 days, which is more than enough. The visa is about $100. It's a bit expensive, but hey, honestly, Lebanon's quite, like a nice country to visit. You could, if you don't need a visa, basically just show up over there without any issue. You can stay for 15 days as a tourist. Like, again, more than enough for what you need. From Lebanon, you won't be able to drive anywhere else, sadly, because Lebanon right now is next to Syria. You definitely don't want to go into Syria right now with everything that's going on in Damascus and everything you hear on the news. I'm sure you don't want to have anything to do with that. You cannot travel to Israel, which is basically connected to Lebanon, because there's no such thing as, if you travel to Lebanon, you can go to Israel afterward, not from Lebanon because there's no flight, but you'll be able to. The other way around, however, you can't. And if you watch my video on how to travel to Israel, you will have learned that I told you for sure to get a stamp not in your passport, but to get it on a separate sheet. And Israelis are really aware of that, and they're doing it for tourists because they understand that a lot of countries will not allow you to go to their countries if you've been to Israel. It's racist, it's sad, it's anti-Semitic, and it's disgusting, but hey, that's what it is. I'm here to teach you how to, not to really criticize the governments. Now, as you arrive into Beirut, at the airport is very easy, okay? It's a standard airport, there's no issues. You'll be able to get a taxi outside. It costs about $20, $30 to get to downtown Beirut. Personally, considering it's only 5 kilometers, I would pre-arrange to have you pick up by either Allo Taxi or High Taxi. Personally, I prefer High Taxi, they're cheaper. They're a really good company. You just call them either upon arrival or you could just set it up with them. It's gonna cost you about $15 to be directly into Beirut. There's a lot of hotels into Beirut. A lot of people love to stay at Albergo because it's a very ancient hotel. Personally, it's a very small hotel in Center of Ashrafieh. Not really my style. One that's okay, I think you could try Monroe or Monroe Suite. They're pretty good. They're about $100 a night. They're right in front of the UN, so they're very, very secure. Most UN staff stay there, so it's also very secure that way. The Phoenician is nice, but it's about $300 a night, and it's right by the water. Then there's quite a few more. If you're directly in Hamra, with the center of Lebanon, you'll be able to go to a lot of places, especially where the Romans ruins are, and also it's right next to what they call the Blue Mosque. It's a very huge mosque, and I'm showing the pictures now. You can visit this. It's very nice to visit. I'm not sure if you can go inside depending on the time of the year. Definitely the rest of the area you can visit. It's nice. Then drive outside. You can visit Baalbek. Baalbek is very nice. It's basically a god I really like, the god of wine. At least, see, that's a worthy god. And it's a very, very beautiful place. Is it risky to go there? Personally, risk is not something I really understand anymore because we've been literally all over the place. So, like, for me, it's not really risky, and I live there, so not that much. Go early in the morning, try to come back before 4 in the afternoon, and you're more than likely will be very okay. There's a lot of checkpoints. I already have a video on how to handle checkpoint. Watch it. Just put the video up. Then you're gonna be able to more or less, like be safe there. You could take a taxi to go there. You can rent a car. If you rent a car, you could use Star is a good company. and you could use budget or whatever else. About $25 a day. Six is also very good. It's a German company. So I'm gonna put the link on the website so you can easily get access to that. Byblos is another place you want to visit. It's a nice little castle. It's pretty cool, and there's a nice little area where you could eat, and nice little restaurants and something like that. You know, you could do. There's a gondola that brings you to the top of the mountain. It's sort of like a Catholic church at the top of the mountain. It's also nice. You could drive it or you could walk it. You don't have to take the gondola, but if you want, you can, like I said, take the gondola, maybe $10. You're gonna get there very easily. One thing that's nice to go to, or at least it used to, is the Bekaa Valley. But the problem is with Bekaa right now is pretty much there's a lot of carjacking. There's a lot of issues. It's the same thing. Like Tripoli is a nice city. I've visited it, but there's a lot of bombings, a lot of issues. Right now, the U.S. and Canadian Embassy both agreed that you shouldn't go there whatsoever. If you go, register and tell them you're gonna go. So personally, I would skip it. This is becoming a bit war zone like. I would, like I said, you could go. It's not that much of a problem, but there's not much to see compared to the issues that you could run security-wise. So personally, I wouldn't touch it. Overall, the country is split between Muslim and Christians or Druze. So there's not much issues right now. Lebanon's relatively peaceful. They're bombing left and right, but normally not that much in tourist area. If you hear about Uzai is where the martyrs of the Hezbollah are basically all displayed and banners and stuff like that. It's a shopping area also, but not really for tourists. You don't have anything there. It's more like if you live there. I used to go shop there because they have a lot of stores where I can buy things because you don't have like Costco, Home Depot or something like that. Well, funny enough, there's a fake Costco, but I mean, there's not that many places you can go, so you go there. You had everything, but it's a bit risky. A lot of bombings in that area, so it's near to the airport. Personally, it's not a super safe place as a tourist unless you know what you're doing. So as far as the Christian section, it's much more liberal, okay? So you're going to be able to go there, and then this section is Dora and Ashrafiyeh. That's fine, okay? There's tons of awesome restaurants. You can easily walk quiet there. Doesn't matter your dress code. Nobody would care. If you go on the Muslim side, I'd say dress it a little bit more formal, and you'll be fine, okay? When in Rome, do like the Romans. And that's about it for Lebanon. I mean, personally, it's a nice country to visit. For having lived there for a year and a half, it's a nice country. Lebanese are very nice. Lebanese food is relatively good. There's great restaurants all over the place, and you'll be able to definitely do something that you're gonna remember. Take a lot of nice photos. It's a bit, like I said, it's still a former war zone. There's still a lot of buildings that are in total disarray or virtually should be demolished, but overall it's an experience, and I think you should try it. If you enjoyed that video, give it a thumbs up. You can also subscribe to our channel and visit our website mariostengyer.com, where we have tons of videos on how to travel all over the world. I'm pouring all the knowledge and experience I've acquired over the past 15 years traveling and living everywhere on earth. Pursue the dream. There's nothing better than just exploring our world. There's so much to see, and doing it as a perpetual traveler is an amazing thing, and you can do it too.